7 of the Cameroon side played against England in the Italian World Cup extravaganza. 3 more, Onana, Canabiek and Umbu would have played, but for suspension. That just leaves the goalkeeper, Antoine Bell, who was the first choice until 6 hours before the opening game for Cameroon, when he was dropped for disciplinary reasons and replaced by Thomas Nkono, who then played in every game. No Chris Waddle amongst the England 5 substitutes. And for Cameroon, as we've told you already, no Roger Miller, who has explained to us that it's not to do with money. You perhaps have read that he asked for a personal reward for playing in this game, which was understandably turned down by the Football Association. It's a deep ball from Stephen, and Bell claims it. Befitting a man who earns his living in the French First Division with Bordeaux, claimed it with real authority. Ebwele. Ian Wright, who's direct and exciting and hasn't had much chance to work with Gary Litt. Gascoigne's corner, and Bell there again. He's made a terrific start to the game. Flick by Oman Biek. Ebwele, the number, does so effectively for Liverpool. Lineker hoping for a flick on, but England have worked the corner short. Pearce gets the cross in, robbed them! And it was an instinctive stop by Bell to knock the ball down, and then he was able to claim it. Brian Robson might not have the whole match tonight to encourage Graham Taylor to feature him in his future plans. Mark Wright is well up here. Pearce, Lineker is unmarked. Not handball, despite Lineker's vigorous appeal. But that uncertainty in their defending, undoubtedly the weakest part of the Cameroon game. Lee Dixon. Bell's come a long way again, and a suspicion of a fumble, but only just that. And he really is commanding his penalty area, Trevor.
Yes, it's worth the England players keep an eye on Bell, because here you see Dixon crossing the ball, and you just can't see it, but Bell is already 3 or 4 yards off his goal line before the cross has come over. Remember Beardsley in the last game he played here caught the goalkeeper napping by beating him at the near post. And it's worth the England players keeping a little sharp eye out for this, because he is coming off his line too far.
Well, the Bell style has been very much likened to Bruce Grobbelaar, and I think you've been able to see that already. The last goal he conceded, incidentally, for his club Bordeaux was put past him last Friday night by Chris Waddle. Well, it's Ian Wright on the receiving end this time from Onana.
I think it just caught Ian Wright there across the ankle, but it's...
Stephen did that wonderfully well. Wright, Lineker. Goalkeeper Bell brought Lineker down. Penalty. It's the same problem for Cameroon that they had in the World Cup quarter-final. Gary Lineker earned 2 penalties for England then and scored them both. And thanks to Ian Wright's knockdown to him here and Bell's lunge there, Lineker will have the ball on the penalty spot again. In his pursuit of England's all-time scoring record. Lineker takes it, Lineker scores! 20 minutes gone.
Yes, the England players are finding plenty of space. Good movement, good passing. There's plenty more goals to come in this game.
Oh, and Bell had to get to that because it was veering in, one would have suspected, from the corner by Stuart Pearce.
Yes, as the ball is played into the near post there, Bell is not put under any pressure at all.
Again, Trevor Stephen outthinking the opposition. Onana. Pearce up well. Barnes trying to get there before Pagal. Tator. Steered out by Robson. Koundé taking a bit of a chance, but Cameroon need to do that, and Pagal, who's perhaps been one of the more active attack-minded players coming from midfield, was on the same wavelength as Koundé then, but had gone offside. That it fell a yard or two too close to the goalkeeper when he was in the clear.
Well, the Cameroon defenders in this first half have shown that they're not particularly brilliant at defending. Some of their challenges have been rather poor, and Tato there showed that his heading is not particularly good either in defence.
Oh, Des Walker miscuing in the air, Mark Wright having to hurry. Lee Dixon's got no direct danger here to deal with. And here comes Thomas Libby, who can play at the back or in midfield, and did start the game against England in Naples. He's recently moved to play in the Cameroon second division. Yes, they do have a second division, at the club where Roger Miller is the general manager. It's a club with a lot of financial resources.
I agree with Laurie McMenemy's comments during the half-time interval about Paul Gascoigne. I felt that first half he was playing rather too deep and rather doing too much on the ball. It was noticeable that at times Brian Robson was urging him to go forward to do his best of his work around the penalty box, a little bit nearer to Ian Wright and Gary Lineker.
First choice players suspended from the game in Naples, and there's another late one by Onana on Lineker, and the referee's got to be firmer if this goes on. Mark Wright, and Barnes got to it before Mark Wright. Pearce, the linesman says play on, but Ebuele had recovered. Ebuele, who had to get extra leave from the bank that he works at to stay with the squad during the World Cup. That was happily given in a country that was so overjoyed. Football is everything in Cameroon. Some pressure. Mark Wright makes his way into the goal area. Oh, it must be! And they look to Lineker again. Gary Lineker with that sixth sense. And don't Cameroon know all about him? He beat Ian Wright to it.
Once again we see if the delivery is right from the corner, it's impossible to stop that near post flick on. Mark Wright is so good with it, and there were three players at the back post, Ian Wright, Brian Robson and Gary Lineker, all queuing up to put the touch into the net.
Well controlled by Koundé. Pagal in a spot of trouble momentarily. We're watching this friendly international live on the Sports Channel in conjunction with Guinness. Here's Steve Hodge. And Bell, very much Grobbelaar style. And he had to come quickly then. There was confusion in front of him. Ian Wright was bearing down quickly.
Well, considering just how cold it is tonight, I think the Cameroon must be complimented on how well they've stuck to their task. They haven't really threatened to score a goal, but they've never stopped trying. We spoke about how cold it is. I honestly believe that Eskimos will find it cold tonight.
I can't remember a night such as this at Wembley. There was one back in '78 when we played Czechoslovakia here on a frostbound surface. Cameroon are going to take off Ekeke, who hasn't been able to score tonight as he did in such thrilling style against England in Naples. And it's one of the new generation coming on, Guy Tapoko, for Cameroon, the only member of the 18-man party here who didn't go to the World Cup. More to do here as Libby keeps his balance on the ball. Tator. And Libby left it, he thought, to a teammate. That wasn't the case. Here's Ian Wright. Dick. Again, Cameroon have flooded back to defend their own penalty area, and Onana has to do it at the expense of another corner. And although we've spoken about the shortcomings in free play, English.
Stuart Pearce is a good defender, and John Barnes must be advised at all times to get forward, because that's where he does his best work.
Well, reputations at stake tonight rather than World Cup progress of 7 months ago. The elements as much a test as the opposition, but Gary Lineker comes up smiling once more, whatever the circumstances. 2 more goals for the England cause, and England have beaten Cameroon again, more comfortably than in Naples, in more suitable conditions. Cameroon have, I think, given the lie to those who thought that they were here for the money, that they would be something of a pushover. They certainly haven't been that. They settled for the most part for a defence that had its share of chaos in terms of tackles, particularly in the way that Lineker was brought down for yet another penalty, which gave England the first half advance.